my name's Jim Morrison, and today I'm interviewing Scott Burton, a full stack React Native, React.js developer. How's it going?
Pretty good, man.
Terrific. Now, I was lucky enough to work with Scott a number of years back over at a company. Man, this guy can fucking shred. So tell me, what's been going on with you?
Just been working on a lot of React projects. I basically was a Ruby developer for a long time and decided to move over to React. I haven't looked back. Do some React Native. I've done a couple projects with React Native lately. It's a fast-changing landscape, so it's exciting. I have a lot of fun.
Yeah. What has attracted you to React.js over Ruby on Rails? What made that transition?
I try to gauge, a couple things of when I choose frameworks and where I want to go and things is, number one, it has to be fun. I love Ruby on Rails because I was able to do so much stuff really quickly, and it was so much fun. When I first came out, I started using it 0.9. And the same thing was with React. Like, I'd used Ionic framework, obviously jQuery, and once I started playing around with it, actually my first project was a React Native project. And it was so much fun. Like, I was able to do stuff really quickly, and there wasn't a lot of frameworks that I had that same experience with. We're outside, that's what happens. And then the other thing is how productive can you be? Like, there's really, like, I'm on a pretty hairy state situation with a project that I'm working on right now, and Redux combined with React like solves it. Like I've never came across some real funky workflow that I couldn't solve with Redux, and that to me is awesome. So, like, with Rails, I can't really say that. There's been a lot of times where you end up making a square head, square peg fit in a round hole kind of deal. And with React, it just kind of, everything just works, and it works right. So.
Fantastic, man. So what project are you working on right now that you're really proud of?
Right now, actually, it's part of my day job project, but I did this really, really, really complex workflow for being able to give money to the church. Believe it or not, there's a lot of pathways that you could do as far as, like, how much do you want to give, what are you giving it for, who you're giving it as, because they're a nonprofit, and then as well as, like, using multiple credit cards that you saved over time, whether or not it's a recurring that automatically comes out of your account. So it sounds kind of simple on the surface, but it's a really complex workflow that has a lot of paths you can go, and as a matter of fact, today I'm on the very last piece of it, and it looks beautiful. It turned out great. I refactored it from using just pure React to Redux as the workflow. So I was trying to do it within components, and it was getting really messy really quickly.
Yeah. And
so I refactored it to just use Redux for the whole entire workflow. And once I did that, man, it was like a breeze. So yeah, that one's pretty awesome.
That's awesome, dude. That's totally awesome. So, not only are you a JavaScript badass, but you also are a co-founder of a co-working space here in Bakersfield, California called Mesh Co-working. Tell us a little bit about that endeavor. How'd you get started?
So it's funny because you and I worked at a place that kind of inspired me to start Mesh. I've been a remote developer for almost 15 years, and working with you at where we worked was one of the first places I'd worked with other people in a long time, and I forgot what it was like. I mean, to be honest, like, I for the first month, man, I couldn't stop smiling because it was just cool being around other developers and being able to ask questions and help each other out and learn stuff together, and I missed that camaraderie, and I know co-working spaces are kind of like that, where other people who work remotely can come together and have that same sort of deal. And when I went back on my own, me and some other guys started talking about that, and I was all for it because I knew what it was like to work with other people again, So I was like, I want to have that situation where, you know, there's someone who's sitting across from me. I could just say, hey, have you ever dealt with, you know, whatever, and they could help me out real quick, or vice versa. So that's kind of what inspired it. I mean, and I wanted to grow the community of developers here in town. And that's another reason why I started a software company, to help employ, like I have 2 interns who are my employees from BC. They're computer science students, because I want to, you know, let people grow their careers here and not leave. Because after that place we used to work at left, there's not a lot of opportunities here for people like us. So
that's fantastic. So you're creating opportunities here in the Bakersfield local community by hiring interns from Bakersfield College, which is a junior college based here in California. So tell me, when working with a bunch of different new developers, and I'm sure they're eager when they hit the gate, what is it that you help inspire them as far as what they can bring to the table to boost their career to the next level?
Well, I mean, I try not to dictate the technology we use. I'm very React, you know, centric. I like GraphQL. As a matter of fact, I let them make the decision on what backend we should use for the GraphQL API. I asked them if they want to use REST. They chose Node and Express. So I want them to be well versed in something that can get them a job. If they're not working for me, I mean, this experience they have doing our projects, they can easily take somewhere else and get a job as a junior developer at a startup easily. I mean, those jobs are in high demand. I mean, if you just look on LinkedIn for React developers, they're everywhere. Now, I try to choose technologies based on their usefulness and popularity in a sense. I guess you could say that might not be the right way of looking at it, but usually something that's popular in most cases is because there's reasons behind it, and it's also good job security. You know, I'm not a .NET developer. It's popular. I'm not a Java developer. It's popular, but I also try to, you know, make sure it's fun and it's you know, easy for someone to grow into that. So, like, I think these guys, for just doing the work we've done, could put that on the resume right now and find a job as junior developer easily.
Fantastic. So what I get is that you're recommending those that really want to start breaking into the field, they go and they apply for internship and wherever they can to help grow their skill set by committing code daily to practice their newfound career to really help them push forward ahead.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not an internship, just work on a real project somehow. Because one of the things is they didn't know GitHub very well, or I'm sorry, Git, and that skill alone is incredibly useful. And being able to work on a team, and how do you know, make branches, how do you make things work together as a team, that's a big deal. And if you could apply to a job just saying, you know, I know how to do this already, I could just jump in and start doing stuff, that's a big deal. So I think, you know, a lot of places are hungry for developers. So, you know, a lot of them are willing to give people a chance that may not have a lot of experience too. And it's like, I mean, you look at it like, how much possible React experience could you have? It's only been around a couple of years. So, you know, other than being a senior developer and then using it, you're not going to be much more behind anybody else. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
that's fantastic. So, to end this on a final note, after you having a long, successful career many years from now as a developer, tell me, what is something that you want to leave as far as a legacy goes when people come back to think of Scott Burton and the impact you've made on the development community?
I don't know. I'm kind of I like to give back to the community. That's why I run the JavaScript meetup too. Is like, I have fun learning this stuff, and I want other people to have fun learning it. And like, I don't know, just to say that maybe I inspired them to do something cool. I don't know, because to me, like, in the end, I just like making cool stuff. You know, that's what's fun. Like, in the end, I can say, oh, dude, that was awesome. Look what we did. And like, that's fulfilling. There's a lot of jobs out there that you do a lot of work, and you can't always step back and enjoy it and, you know, be proud of what you've done. And I don't know, I think if I inspire people to learn more and choose a career that makes them happy, then I think that's cool with me, you know?
That's fantastic. Now, is there anything you want to promote as far as personal projects going into 2018 that you have on the docket?
Nah, not really. I mean, mesh, you know, we have some space available right now, so.
Hey, that's fantastic.
We always, the open co-working side, there's always space for people to come in, and if you're looking for someone to do a React mobile or React Native or React front end and back end, we're actually starting to specialize in HIPAA compliant back ends. So if you go to onstack.digital, you can contact us through there, and we'll be happy to talk to you. So yeah, otherwise come to JavaScript meetups and hang out with us, learn stuff, have fun, and just keep coding.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Scott.
You're welcome. Thank you.
If you're interested in finding out more about Scott Burton, Mesh CoWork, or OnStack, please check out the links in the description. And if you're ever in downtown Bakersfield, stop in at Mesh CoWork to meet terrific people at a comfortable co-working space. From open desks to private offices, they have what you need. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe as I build out more custom software development content such as tutorials, developer interviews, and dev insights. Thanks for watching the first video.